Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I want to share with you my TBR for the month of August. Some of these books I'm already reading, so I'm going to start with those. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. This is just a brand new channel and I would love to hear from you. Now let's get started with the first book that I'm adding to my TBR. This is something I found at Costco and I got it from there. This is called Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. Now this is a story of a girl that is seen on CCTV going into this alley, never coming out, and the investigation of where is she, what happened to her, and where did she go. I mean, she can't just vanish from this alley. So we're gonna follow the investigation and also the main detective that and her family a little bit, and how apparently in the end the perpetrator is telling her to drop it, to not continue to investigate, and I don't know why. Now this was a recommendation by Curry Reads. This is her channel is, or I follow her on TikTok, and she's saying that she is amazing. I try to do the audiobook, but English is my second language, and they have a very thick accent, like Scottish accent, very strong English accent, really messes with my brain, and I cannot listen to the book in normal speed. I have to slow it down to 50% to kind of understand the way they're pronouncing words. So this is something I won't be able to do audio wise, which is what I like. Read at night and then listen to the audiobook during the day, but that's okay. I'll read it with my eyes. The next one is something I thrifted for $3.99 at Goodwill, and this is a Flicker in the Dark. This is a book of the month edition. I find a lot book of the month at the thrift store, and they're usually good books because book of the month kind of curates the best of what's coming out, and this has amazing reviews everywhere, really. This is the first book I'm reading by Stacy Willingham, and again, I've heard amazing things about her books. This is the story of a girl that is now a therapist, and when she was young, she went through like this kidnapping events, like her friends were going missing. Eventually her dad goes to jail, and that's it. But now she is an adult, she is engaged, she's about to get married, and the same thing starts happening all over. So was her father innocent? Was he not? Is somebody trying to copy what her dad did? Could her brother have something to do with it? Or maybe her fiance? It's a really interesting story, and I don't know where it's going, so definitely something that I'm excited to read. By the way, this one, it says that I'm 55 pages into it, but I know I'm more because I got the audiobook, so I'm probably halfway. I'm probably at the 40 to 50% mark of this book already. Now this next one is also another Goodwill find, and this is Every Last Fear. And when I saw the cover again, sometimes it just grabs my attention. I looked up Alex Finley, and again, I've heard about this author before, but I haven't read any book by this author. So I tried to read the synopsis, still didn't grab my attention, but something was telling me I needed to get this book, and I'm so glad I did. I got it yesterday, and I'm probably 50% done with this one too. I started Flicker in the Dark in the morning, and then I kept reading this one. I got the audiobook as well, and it's so easy to finish a book with both of them. Now, this is a story of a family that goes to Mexico, and apparently they have some kind of a gas leak at their hotel, Airbnb. I think they're in an Airbnb, and they all die. The mom, dad, the two kids, and we kind of follow the ones left behind, the older brothers. One of them is at NYU, and the other one is in jail because he was accused of killing his girlfriend. Now, as I'm going through this book, I'm starting to see why he may have not done it. Apparently, there was a documentary, a Netflix documentary that is kind of, in different chapters, we're getting the descriptions of that different scenes on that documentary and how bad it was for the brother at NYU and how it's affecting the one that is in jail. He was a young kid when he confessed to doing all this, and kind of the retelling of the brother. It's so good. I know I'm gonna finish this book, if not tomorrow, tonight. This is one of those books I can't put down. It kind of includes more of male characters, which is not the kind of book I like to read. I usually like when there's a girl or a woman, but I love this book. So this is definitely something that I'll be finishing sometime soon. Now, some other books that are on my team. Oh, one more that I've started already, and this is Sherry Lapina's What Have You Done? I always say that I'm not going to check Goodreads before I finish a book, especially if I'm enjoying it. Like, this is a book that I'm enjoying quite a lot. It follows the story of this girl. Well, it starts with the scene of a farmer going down the street with his tractor, and then he sees all these birds on kind of going in circles, and it happens here all the time when there's a dead deer. The farmer goes into the field and he's kind of getting closer, and eventually he sees a dead girl, and these birds were eating her stomach. She's completely naked, and he knows who she is despite everything that, the state of the body. He knows who she is, and she is the daughter of a single mom that lives in this small town. Now, this is a small town story where people are everyone knows everyone else, and it's kind of like you don't lock your door at night, or you just, it's an open door policy where everyone's coming in and out of the house, your friends, your neighbors. And I think that's what I really like about this book is the atmosphere. Also, it's a farming town, and the people, where they work, what they do. I enjoyed this book this far. Now, I went to Goodreads this morning and I kind of spoil it for myself. A lot of people don't like it. They think it's kind of silly. I don't know. It's possibly a personal preference, but I'm going to continue to read it. I think I am, right now I'm 45 pages into it. I tried to get the audiobook, but I couldn't. I'm on hold for it, but I'm going to continue to read it with my eyes, and hopefully I'll love it at the end. I'm afraid I'm going to read the whole thing and I'm not going to like the ending because of what people are saying. But that's why I can't check Goodreads before. If I'm reading the book already, why would I? Another book I'm going to add to my TBR, and again, these are things that could change, is this one. Let's do this one. One Big Happy Family by Jamie Day. I saw this at Costco and I read the synopsis and I thought it sounded great. I started reading it already, and it starts with the scene of the housekeeper in this kind of weird storm inside the house. The lights are out and she's afraid for her life. It follows the story of three sisters that they inherit this legendary family-owned hotel on the rocky coast of Maine. Now, apparently this storm, it's actually a hurricane, and it's going to kind of isolate the hotel because of the roads being muddy, and apparently there's a tree on the road and nobody can get to them. But apparently the sisters are quite sinister. So I barely started this one as well. I get into this habit of reading the first chapter, and then if I'm into it, I'll continue to read it, and I'm into it. I like it. Again, it starts with that scene. It's kind of gripping. You're kind of wondering, okay, there's a storm, and you know the lights are flickering, and she can see something in the corner of her eye. She's trying to remember where she's standing, how to get to the door, and I don't know where she's gonna go from there because there's a hurricane happening outside. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's how it started, and I'm kind of eager to continue that. Now, I have a couple of other options that I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add them, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to them. And this is another of my Goodwill finds. I don't know if you can see it right there. This is Raven Black. I think this is a series, and there's more books on the series right there in my local thrift store. And this is a story that starts on New Year's Eve with a lonely Magnus Tate who stays at home waiting for visitors, and they never show up. The next morning, the body of a murdered teenage girl is discovered nearby, and suspicion falls on Magnus. Now, there's an investigator, Jimmy Paris, and he is starting to kind of find out where our friend Magnus was. And it kind of takes you, it says that it takes you deeper into the past of the Shetland Islands and than anyone wants to go. I mean, it sounds really good. I feel like this is annotated by whoever owned this book before. So every time there's a book, and okay, it's annotated till the end. Let me show you. Like, this is so I think this was a book that this person really enjoyed. Otherwise, it wouldn't have annotated it. And it wasn't like in a cute, I'm going to add all this beautiful colors. It's just, it's with a pen. So I think it's going to be a good one. I don't know if I said it. It's by Anne Cleves. This is what it looks like. And if I enjoyed this one, I'm willing to go back and get the other series, because apparently I'm into series. Or at least I am when I go to Goodwill. I have one. I'll do both, and we'll see where I get to. But I really want to read a book by Sarah Pierce. Like, I have a friend that says that these books are amazing. However, I looked them up on Goodreads and they don't have amazing reviews, but I told myself I'm not going to care what other people think about the book. I'm going to read it and make up my own mind. But basically, this is a hotel that used to be a sanatorium, and this detective, if I'm not mistaken, is going to go there because of her brother's wedding, or possibly there's going to be a wedding and she's going there and somebody dies. Now, if you look at the atmosphere, this is the kind of atmosphere that I like. I like the snow. I don't like snow in real life. I don't like snow. I like it in a book. A book I can read about being cold and the mountains and how beautiful it is and how white. Real life, not so much. So, a sanatorium, sign me up. The first scene is very creepy. It's supposed to be hidden in the forest and overshadowed by threatening peaks. It's described as what is it called? Like a sinister place. And the scene starts with somebody going through some of the rooms. Like if this person is going through a hallway. Again, I like to read the first chapter to kind of gauge my interest, and I'm interested. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but I'm gonna try to read it. Now, on that same day I found the sanatorium, which is book 1 in this series. I want to say, I don't know what the name of the series is, but I'm going to lastly add this one to my TBR. This is by Sarah Pierce, and this is called The Retreat. Now, this one I don't know anything about, but again, you're either in an island and you're trapped and dying, or you're in a sanatorium, possibly haunted, possibly locked with a murderer, and it's snowing, or it's just a beautiful day and all of a sudden there's a hurricane coming and you're in an island. Those are the kind of thrillers I love. And basically, it's a retreat in an island off the English coast. You're supposed to go there, and of course, in a retreat, you're supposed to go relax. But apparently, the island that it's called Reaper's Rock has a really dark past. Some people say that is a cursed place, and apparently was also the playground of a serial killer. A woman is found dead. Apparently she fell. And now we're gonna follow Detective Ellen Warner, who soon learns that the victim wasn't a guest and she wasn't meant to be on the island at all. So hey, sign me up. This sounds amazing. Looked it up on Goodreads. Shouldn't have done that. This one has better reviews than The Sanatorium, and for whatever reason, my brain says that if this is book 1, I need to read book 1. And if this is book 2, I should read it after. So in total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books in my TBR. Am I going to read those specific 8 books? Maybe. This could change if I don't feel in the mood to continue one of those books. I could totally DNF it or put it down and come back to it in the future, but it's just one of those things that you never know. Oh, I also have, let me add this one to my TBR. I got from Book of the Month, I ordered, supposed to be here between the 9th and the 12th, and I ordered Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McGree. I don't know anything about this book, but I'm excited to read it, so that's going to be on my TBR too, and I didn't want to forget to include that. So let me know what you plan to read in the month of August. Is there anything new, excited? I'd love to read it in the comments down below. Thanks again for being there, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.